G'day and welcome to the Slice for AFLPLAY. My name is Rog.
And I'm Starr.
And this, as always, is for the playmakers. For anyone who's ever picked up the footy or enjoyed the game from the sidelines, we will be serving you a slice of play every week right here on AFLPLAY. Starr, welcome back to Melbourne.
Thank you. And actually, my shirt is very much inspired by you today because it's giving Rog vibes. Fun, short sleeve button up. I was like, I've got to bring the best for Melbourne.
You are a fun girl, are you? You are a fun person. Everyone loves being around you, Starr, which is no surprise. And today, I've got someone coming in that I love to be around all the time because it's my best mate. It's a YouTube phenomenon that is Caden MacDonald. What a treat.
I'm so excited to meet him. I've heard so much about him, obviously seen him all over my socials. So it's going to be pretty weird having him in the studio here.
I know. Gonna meet your hero, Starr.
Yes. And I was thinking, what are your thoughts on playing a little prank on
You
Caden?
Can I tell you something about Caden?
Yeah.
And this is something that maybe information I shouldn't divulge because people will take advantage of. But he's the one man that hates pranks.
Oh, no.
He hates tricks. He hates anything that catches him by surprise. He hates, he's someone that doesn't even like having birthday parties because he doesn't like surprises and whatnot. So this is a man, when you spring something on him, he tends to run in the opposite direction. But I can't be any more excited by the thought of playing a bit of tomfoolery on him. So let's lock that in. Let's, a little bit later, let's get into a bit of a prank with the great man. But as for now, let's do our 1.6 point, the highlight and the low light of your week, Starr.
Should I kick it off?
Kick us off.
All right. So my 1 point for this week is that I had a beautiful weekend away. And, you know, one of the best things about being away on the weekend is you make a little coffee in the morning, right? So I go to the fridge in this Airbnb and I see a fresh bottle of milk and I think, oh, isn't that just so lovely? What a nice touch. I can't wait to make my coffee. So I pick up the milk and I take off the lid and I notice that full cream. The consistency is looking a bit funky. It's giving really sketchy vibes. But I checked the date and it was fine. So I thought, you know what, whatever. And in that moment, I do not know why, my brain told me, just take a sip. And just see.
You've gone taste before smell with the milk.
Did.
No.
So I took a sip and Rog, the texture of it was like cottage cheese. Almost. That's how thick it was. So I had this sip of milk in my mouth and I was like,
dry reaching at the thought.
Ran to spit it out. It was really gross.
So
now
foul.
I'm a little bit traumatized about milk.
Don't know how Rainsy kisses you with that mouth. That is absolutely tragic, mate. That's almost traumatizing.
It was really bad.
I don't think I've ever seen off milk before. I
Oh,
don't think I've ever actually witnessed it.
it was really gross. I don't recommend.
No, well, we talked about it last week. I have recently become a cereal man.
Yes.
Not like I don't enjoy the cereal, but I'm delving into the territory. So I'll make sure I keep my milk in date so I don't have
Please
the same
do,
mishap.
and always sniff before drinking.
Did you throw up?
Almost. I was gagging. It was
Did
gross.
well not to throw up
But
after that.
speaking of Rainsy.
Rainsy!
Rainsy!
Yes, when it rains it pours.
My 6-pointer this week is that it was Rainsy, my boyfriend's birthday.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And, you know, I think I'm pretty good at giving gifts.
Was it your birthday where he took you away on a trip down to like regional, wherever? Nice little small home sort of thing?
Yes.
I'm keen to see how you repaid it.
So I thought this year for a gift, we've been together for really long, so no, you got to really keep the ideas fresh.
Did you
I
propose?
thought, wouldn't... I'm wearing a ring, but it's not an engagement ring. I thought it would be good to get him a mutually beneficial gift. So he benefits from it, but so do I.
This sounds dubious. I am asking questions right now.
Okay.
Like if it's 2 tickets to Taylor Swift, because he would love to see you so happy.
So when we went, I already got my tickets, thank you. So when we went on that weekend away, there was a barbecue there and he was getting really excited about cooking steaks and doing all of these things. So I thought, he's really liking barbecues. I bought him a barbecue, but now it benefits me as well because I don't really like cooking meat. I will be happy to eat it when it's in front of me. So I bought my boyfriend a barbecue for his birthday.
That is the best present you could ever buy a man.
you.
Every man goes through their barbecue phase. You reach a certain age and all of a sudden sport becomes irrelevant, beer becomes irrelevant. It all becomes about a tomahawk steak, a slow cooked brisket in the Weber over the course of a few hours. It it is the best present you could get.
But
someone.
why? So what is it? Why does this phase happen?
It's called genetics. It's called DNA. It's called history, right? It's in our biological makeup. Go back to the caveman days. They discover fire. They throw meat on there, and it's the greatest invention ever. We don't have to eat raw meat anymore. We are getting to this stage now in our adult lifetime where it's time for us to embrace our inner caveman. It's time for us to slow cook our meats and provide for our tribe. It's not hard.
The Barbie movie, my Ken's job is just barbecue.
Yeah, correct.
What are yours this week?
My 1 point ties into me 6-pointer. Last weekend past, I had an unbelievable experience, right? Now, I don't want to pump this brand up too much because it happens to be a direct competitor. But the NFL, the American football, invited us over to the Gold Coast, flew us over, wined and dined, 5-star hotel. Wow. It's all happening. Because flag football, which is like the touch version, has just been introduced into the Olympics. Can you believe it? Even though it's only a sport played in America, it's in the Olympics. I feel America might do pretty well.
So like touch.
Sort of like touch, yeah. It is touch. You got tags and that. And they're trying to pump up the game in Australia. So they flew some content creators. I was lucky enough to get an invite, I don't know how, to the Gold Coast. And we played a game of touch footy. It was unbelievable. Abby Holmes, the Shep mates, these are all AFL people embracing another code.
Cool.
2 takeaways. 1, that is just such an inferior sport to this one. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, the people at the Super Bowl, it's just got nothing on the grand final. I was playing it, and I'm like, you throw it and they catch it over here, decent. But have you ever taken a specky?
It just doesn't hit the same.
It just doesn't hit the same, but decent. So that was fun. But where the 1 point ties in, and this always happens to me. I don't know if everyone thinks it always happens to them, but I always get sick the week before a big event. So here we have this big game of content creators playing NFL. This is unreal in the Gold Coast, Sunshine State City. And I fly up with COVID. So I had COVID last week. I actually didn't have COVID when I jumped on the plane.
Yeah.
But I had COVID last week. Cough brought me down. And I forgot COVID was actually a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realise people still had it. But I'm in and out of pubs playing host and Treva and whatnot. So obviously someone's passed it on to me. And for those 3 days, I thought, I'm not going to make it to the Gold Coast.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to make it. But sure enough, I did. So I pulled through. I did my COVID test. Negative. You beauty. I still felt like trash, but I managed to get myself on a plane and head to the Gold Coast.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got to have the experience, and I hope you're feeling better now.
I am. Tom Brady was actually on the sidelines there going, if I had a bit more of Roger about me, if I had a bit more of that intestinal fortitude, maybe I could have made a bit of a career out of myself.
Intestinal fortitude.
Courage, determination, will.
It's time for us to tell you a bit of a secret. I feel like I'm doing ASMR.
Yeah.
But we are just jumping in really quickly to let you know that Roger's best friend, Caden, is coming in, and we are going to ask him to play a little game called a Bestie test with us, but we have rigged it.
He's not actually in the building yet, so I'm not going to whisper. But
Yeah, I'm talking really quiet. Wow.
I actually didn't hear a word you said, Starr, but I sort of got a gist of what you're going on about. Caden is coming in, is my best mate, so we're doing a best friend test. But the thing is, Starr, you know all the answers in advance. And I'm going to some pretty rogue territory. The one I'm looking forward to is he knows my favourite lunch is a banh mi. I get it every second day. He knows. But I've said it's in a side bowl. I reckon that's when he might cotton on and figure out maybe something's a bit suspect
I reckon we're pretty good pranksters. So if you see me looking down at my phone, I'm going to hide it here on my leg where I've got all the answers. Drop a comment when you see me doing that. Let me know at what point do you see it. But hopefully I'm pretty slick, and I reckon we'll pull this prank off.
If he doesn't get the easier ones at the start, this could actually be a major point of contention. If he doesn't know my dad's name, it might actually be a test where he's no longer my best friend.
Should we bring in Caden?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We are in our era of having the most exciting guest in the studio here with us on The Slice. And today we have the one and only Caden MacDonald. Welcome to the show.
Starr, that's gotten me up a little bit. Cause
Were you down? What's gotten you upset, mate?
I wasn't down.
Let it all out.
I wasn't down, but that intro's just really perked me up a bit. I appreciate it.
I
Is
reckon-
it because you're jealous that Roger's my best friend now?
Well, hang on.
I don't know if we need to cause a divide.
Second sentence in.
You were doing so well, and now there's another fracas here.
And that's brought me down a little bit now.
Yeah. Can I bring you back up?
Please.
This is a man star sitting to my left that is YouTube extraordinaire. We're talking, 80,000 subs on YouTube now.
Whoa.
This is the godfather of AFL content. Without Caden MacDonald, there isn't the Marmalade Boys, there isn't Coach Cole, there isn't anyone else. This man started it all. He is the best in the business, and above all else, he is also tied as my best friend with you, Starr. So you've done it all, mate. How's it all tracking at the moment in the wonderful world of YouTube and content?
Well, I really appreciate that pump up. I'm not sure all of it is true, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's going well. Obviously the off season, so can roll out of bed at 11 a.m. and sort of pick and choose when I want to go down and get my Jethro's toasty. But yeah, pretty cruisy at the moment, but it's all ticking along nicely.
It's a full circle sort of moment, this Starr, in the best friendship, because I've forever have just been a bit of a prop in the Caden MacDonald YouTube channel. Come into his videos, have a bit of a laugh. Then last year, Caden was lucky enough to get Spotify original Goes Alright podcast. Sensational.
Amazing.
I chimed in every now and then for like just a little 5-minute
Carried
bit.
the show, I thought.
Then ended up turning on to a co-host. We co-hosted the show together, and now fast forward 12 months. Here we have the Slice, and Caden's a guest on our show.
There you go.
Beautiful moment.
And
Yeah.
can I just say, Caden, I know that you listen to The Slice, but Rog really has mentioned you on every single episode. And so you clearly mean the absolute world to him and now me, because we're all besties.
Well, I'm glad he's holding up our end of the bargain, because I got that in his contract when he signed up, and I just said, can you just drop my name whenever you can?
Yeah, you signed the dotted line. I would love to know, what was your first impression of Rog?
First impression of Rog, well, I don't know if you guys have heard this story before, but he was on the Footy Show many, many moons ago. He had his big TV break when he was about 7 years old on the AFL Footy Show. I was tuning in and I was just mesmerised by this kid. Like, I was like, I want to be that kid. So I added him on Facebook, and he added like 1,000, 2,000 people that
Remember
night on
when like
Facebook.
the biggest currency that you could possibly have was Facebook friends?
Oh, yes.
I went from like being one of the least popular kids in my year level to being the king of like year levels above me with that so many friends.
So
I had.
he was just accepting strangers on the internet, and I was one of
Wouldn't
them.
recommend.
You made the cut, luckily.
And we were friends for about 8 years, and then we were both trying.
Zero mutual friends, just friends on Facebook.
Yeah, friends on Facebook for 8 years. And I got to the point where I was like, should I delete this random kid that I added on the internet 8 years ago? Like this, like we haven't spoken. His name kept popping up, and he was talking about Carlton and talking about footy, and I was like, I'm getting pretty close to getting rid of him. And then I got a message on Facebook saying, hey mate, I'm going down to the community radio station. I've looked up some of the names of people who are down there. Your name popped up. I'm not sure how we know each other, but do you want to make some radio together? And I had to message him. I think one of the first messages I sent Rog was, yeah, the reason we're friends is because I added you on Facebook about 8 years ago. And then, yeah, since then we've been trying to chase the radio dream or chase the content dream ever since.
Here we are.
And then
And here we are. It doesn't get
It
much-
all started just with that little message, and we're here now. So it's been quite the little journey together, but still going, still bubbling away.
First impressions was just a confident little whippersnapper who was on the TV show.
Little whipper,
Yeah.
put that in your bio.
I'll take the
love
whippersnapper.
that.
I don't mind
Now,
that.
with all this in mind, would you say confidently that you are number one bestie?
Look, this is a very social being, Connor Rogers. If I was the bestie, then he would have 15 vice besties. But I would like to stake a claim that I'd be up there.
We actually had a bit of an emotional night. Not emotional, but the other night we were out and about after a few drinks, and we were saying who would be each other's best man. And of course, we both said each other would if we got married. And Caden couldn't believe it. I'm like, what do you mean, mate? We've been best mates for like 8 years. He was like, really, me? Of course it's you, mate.
And then your speeches, it all started on Facebook
Yeah.
8 years ago. Well, what I thought would be really fun, because, you know, Rog and I have been spending a lot of time together producing this amazing show.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And we've,
Hanging out a lot.
I know, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
I did ask if we wanted to get friendship bracelets, but we're working on it. Maybe
We
by
are.
the end of the season.
I already got mine. You haven't caught
But it doesn't have beads on it that
Oh,
says
yeah,
besties.
beads. We'll get that. Get that sorted.
Missing
what
the
I-
beads, mate.
So what I thought would be fun to do was to do a little bestie test. So Roger and I have done this with each other previously, and
Wow.
obviously we got a near perfect score.
We went well.
So with the bestie test, it's going to be you and I against each other. Roger's going to
Wow.
ask us some questions that only a bestie would know the answer to.
And
And
whoever
we're going to
scores more.
see who wins. And the loser has to shout coffee for everyone.
You feeling confident?
I'm feeling so confident. If I can't muster up a winning margin here, then I'm going to be so disappointed. So, sorry, Starr, but you're going down.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Let's do it. All right. So how this is going to work, Roger's prepared some very special bestie-only questions for us. And Caden and I are going to write our answers on this whiteboard here and then show them to Rog, and we'll see who the true bestie is.
Gonna start easier and then get into harder territory. I
I'm
reckon.
really concerned about my spelling here. So
That's right. Spelling is irrelevant. This isn't an English lesson.
there's no spell check on the whiteboard.
First up, My dad's name.
Oh, easy.
Dad's name.
He's been a bit of a character in and around my Instagram. He was known as Carlton Dad for a little bit. All right, are we ready to reveal? The name of my old man is Scott. Well, I'm surprised you know that. I don't reckon have I said when was it?
Yes.
Oh, actually, I did tell the story of when he raged
And I
at the footy.
also drew a little crown because he's a king.
He is a king.
I'm gonna write mine bigger next time, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry about
no bonus points for the surname, but I like that you've put through the effort. Question number 2. Favorite color?
that. Man.
Ooh. Oh, no, I remember.
Wouldn't overthink it.
It's a specific color, though.
Are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navy blue.
I've gone
Yeah,
Navy blue!
I'm happy to play it. I reckon you had Carlton in mind.
blue. I actually had like magenta. I thought you were gonna go really rogue there. but-
Oh, no. So I'm happy to, as me as the judge, I'm happy to go
Okay,
to
so
a
that's a
piece.
point each.
All right.
But I'm still-
This is a deep cut, but I reckon you might. Starr. Oh, actually, we have talked about this. All right. Only book I've ever read. If you can just name the author, I'm happy to pay it if you can't remember the name. All right. It is The Happiest Refugee by Ando.
Yes!
Becky McGee.
Decent guess.
Damn it.
Decent guess. Now we start getting a little bit hairier. First pet's name.
First pet's name. First pet's name.
As if you don't know this.
This is one of the ones that I have in my back pocket that I like to bring
You
out.
probably only talk about it with people that you're really close with.
Tessa the rat.
Scruffy. You had a rat.
I had a pet rat when I was a kid. It was actually my sister's rat, and on a scorching hot summer's day, 40 degrees, we forgot to turn the aircon on when we went to the shops, came back, died.
Oh my god.
So bad luck, Tessa the rat.
Tessa the
Loved but never forgotten. All right. First celebrity crush. You might be stiff here because I feel like Starr, I always talk about very topical things with Starr.
This is so easy.
Here we go. This is to get a nearly unassailable lead. Avril Lavigne.
I went
Yes!
Hilary Duff.
Oh, that was close.
That was close, and Hilary Duff is right up there, but not quite. Okay, now we start to heat up a little bit. But you should know some of these.
Hope so.
Favorite lunch food?
Oh, what you always get when you come to Sydney?
Yep.
Lunch food.
I think
Thing-
you've actually gotten this every time.
Favorite
in
thing to
Sydney.
chow into with a bit of lunch. I'm in my health fitness mode and a acai bowl.
Yes!
Oh, banh mi,
Banh
close
mi, I thought it
second.
would be close.
Banh mi, close second.
I'd argue that's a breakfast food, but
Hey!
All right, I'm gonna roll with 2 more. I reckon 2 more.
All right.
Double points is the last 2 questions, and
I
these
think I
are
need
2.
quadruple
These are
points.
2 that if there are 2 things we talk about, it's football and music. So you should really know this
Ooh,
down to a
I feel like
T.
the football one's going to be hard for me, so you could...
No, you should know because we had some big games, and I've spoken about
Okay,
this.
okay.
Favorite footballer. Favorite footballer. I'll give you a hint. It's Carlton. Should know that much.
Yeah, so I don't know whether we go like niche.
Go niche.
I put a question mark after mine because I'm not confident on this one, but I think I'm close. I hope.
The man.
No, I think I've got it wrong.
Okay.
The
I've got
man,
it wrong.
the man who put down the best final series you've ever seen, Blake Acres.
Ah!
He's overtaken main event Matty Owies.
Yeah, I thought Matt Owies.
Jordan Boyd and Matt Kennedy were close, but
I thought
Acres
Matt
final
Kennedy as
series.
well.
He
Caden,
played
what's-
full final
what's
series
going
with
on,
Arm.
mate?
I
What's
think
happening?
there's something going awry.
And
here.
the last
There's
one,
some-
you'll know this
There's
one,
something not quite right here.
but you'll know this one. Favorite musician. Now this one is just. Oh well, actually, there's 2 you could pick.
Well, considering
You should know this.
you're
one.
playing some tomfoolery on me, I'm gonna go.
Well, start. It's not tomfoolery. You just said
I'm,
subpar.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna pick your favourite musician. I'm gonna go something else because I think you're not gonna. Pick
Well, I think if you just pick the favourite, you'd be right up there. You know, talked a lot about the 1975 and the Killers, but my true favourite's Daft Punk.
Yes!
That's not Daft Punk.
Daft Punk, my favourite. I think
Oh,
it was an unassailable lead.
Well, that is a joke.
Congratulations.
I feel.
Bestie.
I feel ripped
Caden,
off.
I need to tell you something.
No, I feel ripped off.
I need to tell you something. I had the answers here.
There you go. Blake Acres, nowhere near my favourite.
I-
footballer.
We stitched you up. I'm
I-
sorry.
I was really concerned there.
I thought the moment when I was like, I reckon you might cotton on is when I said my favourite lunch food was anything but the banh mi. The banh mi.
And you were like, that's a breakfast food.
Blake Acres is just some role play for the Blues. Like, we love him, but he's not.
But then
Patrick
again,
he's not Patrick
He's
Cripps.
not Cripper. But then again, my favourite footballer is Jordan Boyd, who is the biggest role player.
Oh,
of
you've
them
got
all.
5
Did you
favourite
have
footballers.
an idea that you were potentially being stitched up?
I think he said it.
I thought you were in just scintillating form. My heart sunk for a period there.
If I am to be honest, C. MacDonald,
That's brought great relief, though.
you are my best mate. You will be best man at the wedding. Starr, you're sitting at about, top 20.
I'm happy to be a vice bestie.
Well,
I'll take that. Oh, I'm not even in the top 15.
That's a bit harsh.
no, top 20 doesn't mean 15 to 20. It means you're in the top 20. You could be number 2. You could be, but you're in the top 20.
I think she's number 1 after that
much
performance.
that much I will say.
So
Definitely 100% top 20.
What I'm hearing from this is that I'm actually number 1, but you don't want to hurt Caden's feelings.
You're spot on. But that's right, Doss. Thank
Well,
you so
my
much
feelings
for
are
coming
hurt.
on.
Even that's a prank. I just feel like I've
Two
let
best.
you down.
I'm just blessed to have as many good friends like I have.
Aww.
2 of them right next to me right now.
Let's bring it in. We should have kept Caden here for Bring It In.
We should have. We do, but I'll bring it in with him tomorrow night, the night after, every single night. We'll be there playing a 9-game series of FIFA. We got plenty of opportunity.
He legged it
bring it
because
in.
we pranked him.
Yeah, which is fair enough as well. But it has been an absolute pleasure having you in Melbourne once again,
Aw,
Starr.
thank you.
Might be the last time for the season you're in
I
Melbourne, and
know.
I'm jetting back up to Sydney. But I hope you love the city as much as I do.
I do, and I've got to go enjoy it a little bit more, I think. And
Exactly
I believe
right.
that's all we have time for, but we'll be back same time next week, Wednesday at 6:30. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you follow us on socials as well at AFLPLAY. We are on Insta, TikTok, and of course YouTube right here where you're watching it. We will see you next week.
Much love.
Bye.
The Slice, presented by AFL Play, is hosted by Starr MCG and Connor Rogers.
We pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we record on.